So third one is what? Structural hazards. So what do you mean by structural hazard? Structural hazards arise when two or more instructions want to access same hardware or same memory at same time, then there will be a structural hazards occurs. So what is the definition of structural hazards? Structural hazards arise when two instructions require a given hardware resource at the same time, and hence for one of the instruction the pipeline need to be stalled. So what is structural hazard? Structural hazard arise when two or more instructions want to access one hardware or one hardware or any memory, one memory at same time, then structural hazard occurs. So how to avoid the structural hazards? Now we need to stall any of one instruction for smooth running of pipelinings. So another definition is there. Structural hazard is what? Attempt to use the resource by two or more instructions at the same time cause structural hazards. So what is structural hazards? When more than one instruction want to access same resource at same time, they causes structural hazards. Let take example, you can understand it better here. Look, this is the example here. As per the risk model, each instruction having 5 phases, so there are 4 instructions are there, and all are executing with a overlapped manner. So look, instruction I is loaded into pipeline, so there are 5 phases: instruction fetch, instruction decoded, instruction execution, memory access or memory execution, write back. Similarly, instruction 2, instruction phase, instruction decode, instruction execution, memory access or memory execution, write back to memory. Similarly, instruction 3, IF, ID, EX, MEAV, MEM, WB. Similarly, instruction 4, IF, ID, IE, and ME or MA, MB, WB. Okay, so 4 instructions are there which are working or which are executing with by overlapped manner. When instruction 1 in its first stage, there is no other instruction loaded into the pipeline. When instruction 1 move to second stage, instruction 2 is loaded to the pipeline. Similarly, when instruction 1 move to third stage, instruction 2 move to second stage, instruction 3 is loaded to the pipeline. When instruction 1 move to fourth stage, instruction 2 move to third stage, instruction 3 move to second stage, instruction 4 is loaded to pipeline. So look, when instruction 1 in 4 stage, at the same time instruction 4 is loaded to the pipeline. So in 4 stage, what is doing instruction 1? Instruction 1 trying to access memory or trying to access some instruction from the memory, while instruction 4 trying to access data from the computer memory. So suppose this is a computer memory, instruction 1 at the first stage trying to access the instruction, and instruction 4 at the same time trying to access the data from the memory, and which will create a memory conflict, that is nothing but structural hazard, that is nothing but called structural hazards. So when structural hazard is occur, now when more than one instruction, look here, more than one instruction means here 2 instructions are simultaneously trying to access a same memory location at same time, which is creating a structural hazards. Okay, look, instruction 1 at 4 stage is trying to access the instruction 4 trying to access the data at a same clock cycle, both instruction trying to access the memory, which is creating a memory conflict, or you can say creating a structural hazards. Okay, so look, in this case, if both instruction and data reside in the same memory, both the instruction cannot process together, and one of them need to be stalled till the other is done with the memory access part. Means if both are trying to access the memory at the same time, nobody can access the memory, so one need to be stalled. So as instruction 1 is a fast instruction, so we have to stall the instruction 4 for some while. After execution of instruction 1, then we can proceed for instruction 4. Hence, general sufficient hardware resource are needed for avoiding structural hazards. So how we can avoid the structural hazards? By introducing sufficient hardware resources, we can avoid the structural hazards. So how sufficient hardware resource? In this case memory is what? One hardware resource which are sharing by both the instruction at the same time. So we need to divide the memory into multiple memory blocks or multiple memory modules. If you divide the memory into multiple memory modules, then there will be no conflict or there will be no structural hazards. So this is all about your structural hazards. So what is structural hazards? When more than one instruction want to access a hardware resource at the same time, then there will be structural hazards occurs. So already we discussed what is pipeline hazards. So pipeline hazard is nothing but a condition that cause a stall in the pipeline operation can be called as hazards. And there are three types of hazards: data hazards, control hazards, and another one is structural hazards. And data hazards is occur due to cause of data dependency, and control or instructional hazards occur due to the branching instruction, and structural hazards occur due to the insufficient hardware resource. Okay, so this is all about your pipeline hazards. Those who are not submitted their assignment of pipeline, please submit their assignment as soon as possible. Thank you everybody watching this video.